Let me listen to. Welcome to Mountain Man Explore the Truth. How's everybody doing tonight or day or whatever time you are listening to the show or watching? Welcome to the show, guys. I'm glad to see you here, and hopefully you listen to the end. I got some great things coming. I did a quick little live show on it earlier today. I got some guests coming on. I'm gonna have Bryce Edwards coming on tomorrow night, and we're gonna get that show down. And can't wait to bring him on and get it all recorded and ready to roll. Edit, and I'll release it. Be one of the first episodes I will release of me coming back, guys. And I also got some Pat coming on. Gonna share some experience they've been having up in the LBL, so I can't wait to have them on too. That'll probably be the next episode after that. And I need to build it up. I need to get more build up. So excuse me for a second. Frog in the throat. Anyways, guys, so I decided to do a quick live show tonight. And it's basically when I do Mountain Man Talks, we basically just do a surprise of whatever we're going to get into. We'll talk about anything and share and look at some videos and stuff like that. I think it's interesting to look into. So let me pull up some stuff here. If I can keep my cat from hitting buttons over here. Excuse me. Yeah, I got a little pesky cat over here trying to get my attention. Let's see here. I want to make sure I'm up live. So I'll probably have an audio version done for live shows too to put on Spotify and other platforms like Spreakers and all that. So bear with me on that as well. Probably have to get it edited up, cut down to audio version, of course. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and plug in some things. I swear every time I go live, I start having like scratchy throat. So excuse me, guys. Or I'm allergic to this cat. One of the two. There we go. Trying to get a little more comfortable, drink a little water. All right, let's see here. I want to check out something real quick. Let's have a little fun tonight, guys. I mean, I'll try to have fun. I'm going to look into some things here. If this cat quits scratching my arm, dude, knock it off. Max. Pain in my butt, Max. Might have to shoo him away here in a minute. So I want to look into a little more about these Bigfoot surge in March in 2026. So we're going to listen to what... Hold on a second. You might hear some background sound, guys. I apologize. Nope, you won't. So this is going to be coming from the weekly Stange channel here. Well, don't need my help, but just got to say their channel name so you don't get in trouble for any, copyright stuff like that, So. Okay. Apologize, guys. My cat just scratched crap out of me. Kitten, still learning. All right. Bear with me. So let's go ahead and plug in stuff while I'm waiting for this to get to the actual. Okay. So, I got great things coming to show, guys. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these lives, and if you like them, I'll keep doing them, and we'll get into all kinds of strange, weird things. I'll even bring guests on to look into some reaction videos as well. I need to reach out to Matt and see how he's doing. I haven't seen him up and going lately, so I don't know if he's pretty sick or what. I need to try to give him a message and see if he's all right, and I'd like to bring him on the show, and we'll do some reaction on my show, because he does it too on Planet 412. Excuse me. And I'm going to reach out to Rye too, Codega Codex of Curiosity. Have him come on the show when he has free time. But let's see here. See if you can get a message from somebody. I'm trying to see who it is. Okay. No. Okay. I've been asked this a few times, and I figure I should bring it up in a live too. Do I have a merch store? No, I don't. I wish I did. I'm not there yet. I got to build my show back up and get it, to that point where I can have a merch store. I plan to do that. I plan to do shirts, hoodies, and hats and stickers. I mean, I got some stickers. Somebody wanted a sticker, I could send them, like a few stickers, for free. Help promote the show. It's got my information on it. I'll share that with you guys right now. Let me see here. I can't see myself in the camera, so I'm trying to, so I can see it. Share it with you guys. I had a lot more made. How cool is that? So if you want one, just message me or email. Here, let me get close. Pretty cool, huh? Message me on Facebook and message me privately or email me your address. I'll send you some. I'll have to order more probably, but I'll send you you tell me how many you want, and I'll send them over to you, and you can share, hand them out to people, help promote the show. That'd be awesome. So I got enough to send out for a little bit. If there's a lot of people who want some, then I'll have to even the number out, like a couple here and there. But I'd rather send a bunch to some people, and I think stickers are a great way to show your show, So I got a lot of those. I worked in Oregon. I'm gonna try it here in Texas too down the road soon. So what do you guys think of my new background, huh? I got everything set up. Got Bigfoot and my logo back there and all kinds of cool stuff back there, guys. So I'm going to keep adding stuff to it. And when I do, I'm going to try to push this more back. I got my little goofy Bigfoot right here. My mom got me that a couple years ago. Pretty cool. Cool gift. Yeah, so anyhow, let's see here. All right, guys. I want to get into some of these Bigfoot reports. I've been asked about get back into a little more of it. So what I'm going to do real quick, too, is open a chat room here, see if I see any people in there, because there probably isn't, because I'm just doing this out of nowhere. So I'm going to open my phone, turn it down, So that way, if I see comments in there, if anybody shows up, they can come in and say hello. All right, let's go ahead and check out this reaction video, guys. All right, hold on a second. All right, here we go. So, once again, this is coming from a different channel. The Weekly Strange. Look up here. See in this corner? Ohio Bigfoot Flap March. What the? Okay, whatever. March 2026. Eight Sasquatch sightings in 5 days. The Weekly Strange, episode 85. So let's check this guy out and play a little bit of stuff. You know, just this. I don't mind sharing people's stuff on my show. So, shout out to you. He doesn't need my help. I'll tell you that. Let's turn on
woods where the only sound is the crunch of damp pine needles beneath your boots. It's March 2026. Within the last week, and a strange electricity has gripped the Buckeye State. For decades, Ohio has been a hub for high strangeness, but the first 2 weeks of this month have rewritten the record books. We aren't just talking about a single blurry photo or a distant howl somewhere off in the night. We're talking about a flap, a rapid-fire cluster of high-credibility sightings that has sent local law enforcement and seasoned researchers into a bit of a frenzy. From the rolling hills of Portage County to the dense thickets of Trumbull, something massive, bipedal, and decidedly non-human is on the move. Tonight, we're breaking down every coordinate, every witness statement, and every piece of audio-visual evidence that we can get our hands on from the March 2026 Ohio Bigfoot sighting surge. Is that migration, a family group, or something even more mysterious? Let's look at all the facts only on this episode of The Weekly Strange.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Hold on a second.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app and
All right. Hold on. Bear with me. I got to get better at these. I might change some stuff so I can make that I'm going to see if I can do that a little quicker for you guys so I don't have to go through so many steps to go back to solo there. Maybe I need to make some smaller fonts, like, you know, let's see here. Make it smaller so I can get to it pretty quickly. I kind of like it like large, so. Oh, I see. That's what I can do. Okay, so you just scroll down like that and go boom right to the video. It's quicker that way so you don't see so much stuff. Anyways, guys, what do you think about that? That was weird because they were all talking about it, researchers, everybody. They were looking into these massive reports or migration or whatever's going on with these Sasquatch or Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them. What do you think? Do you think there's something going on with that? Give me your comment in the video, and I'll go back and give a comment later on. If you're in the chat room right now, go ahead and ask some questions. I know I'm doing live shows without giving heads up to people, but I'm trying to keep YouTube going, so you'll see a new video up here and there. So I want to make sure I'm doing a live for you guys every week, even dropping a new episode of the show too. So I'm pretty excited to be back, guys. I've been talking about it for a while and all those breaks, so I'm glad to be back, guys and gals. I love the decoration I did back here. I think it works. Let me know what you think of that. I like it. Anyhow, you can see I'm serious about it. Go check me out on TikTok too. I share my stuff on there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Spotify, Speaker, and iHeart, all kinds of platforms. You know, if you don't like listening on YouTube, you can listen to it on their other platforms. But if you want to check it out on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. And that's what I need a lot of help with, guys, too. I know I wanted to get more into that Ohio sightings, but I need your help. I need to get up to 1,000 subscribers, guys. Just hit that subscribe button. It really helps a lot because I know a lot of people forget to hit it. So please hit subscribe and share the show. I really could use your help so I can get more guests on the show. The higher number I get, the more people I can reach and get on, I'm trying to find some new people, too, that haven't been on the show, that are, been scared about coming on the show. On the show for you guys. I'm serious because I'm going to let you come on and speak about your experience, and I will not interrupt you. I'm going to let you speak your experience and let people hear it. I'll ask you questions here and there, but I promise you I won't interrupt you. I might stop you for a second. I know it's kind of like interrupting, but I might stop you and go because I might forget that question I want to ask. So I will ask you, but a lot of times I like to let the guest speak and just, listen to it so I feel like I'm there with them. And then, of course, I'll respond with when they're talking to me, just like normal people do, respond. But my part is I'm not going to interrupt them. I'm going to only get in there when it feels like it's fluidly right, because I feel like it makes the guests uncomfortable when you keep over talking them, because I've seen that happen a lot on podcast shows and YouTube channel shows. You're over talking them. I can tell by the way they look. You're over talking them. Back off a little bit and let them speak. The show is your show, yes, but the guest is the person that needs to be heard. Their truth needs to be heard. So let them speak. Ask questions later, in my opinion. I mean, you can ask them here and there too, yeah. But I see a lot of shows just go on and on and on where the hosts just keep interrupting, asking a bunch of questions that the person's trying to. I think a lot of your questions will get answered when you hear them telling their experience. Then you're like, well, I was going to ask about that, but he answered it or she. So I feel like it's important to let the guest speak. So anyhow, enough of that. What do you guys think about all these sightings going on in Ohio? Is there something going on? I think it's weird because there's been reports up in Washington, Oregon, I think. Reports down here, Louisiana and Texas area. And it seems like each corner of the United States. Think about it. It's kind of weird. Sorry, guys, plugged up. So I like to look into that a little more. I'm gonna find other little clips and see if we can find any more information on it. So bear with me for a second. In fact, we'll listen to a little more of what the weekly has to say. Hold on. We're gonna mute it. Let this ad play through real quick. I apologize. Let's see here. That way I can. Whoa. Not what I wanted. Okay, there it is. Okay. Here we go.
For this amazing series of surge, if you will, of Bigfoot sightings begins on Friday, March 6th, 2026. The location, Mantua Center, a quiet community in Portage County known more for its agriculture than for monster sightings. At approximately 12:23 p.m., a local researcher, not a casual hiker, but someone trained in observing wildlife, spotted what he described as a 9-foot-tall brown male standing roughly 120 yards away. According to the report filed.
All right, so that's all I wanted to play. Be sure to subscribe to the weekly Strange right here. See where their channel is. Check them out. I like their stuff. Excuse me. All right. All right, so what's your thoughts on that, guys? All these reports going on. I think I've got cat hair in my mouth, guys. Excuse me. That darn cat. This cat, he loves attention. He's a little goober. Maybe I should let you guys meet him, but he's laying down now, chilling out. But anyhow, I like to know what you guys think of all these clusters going on of these Bigfoot sightings. It's pretty interesting. I like to find out. Here he is. All right, guys, meet Max. Here's Max. Want to say hello, Max? Want to say hello? No, you want to go? Okay. He didn't like the mic. Might be a little mic shy. Anyhow, I've seen a lot of reports on these clusters of Bigfoot going on up in Ohio area and other areas as well. So it makes you wonder what's going on. They kind of stopped talking about it. So that's why I'm looking into it a little more, because I want to know why they stopped talking about it, So I want to see if we can find any more information on that, guys. So bear with me for a minute. Because there was a lot of stuff on her a while ago, but now they're kind of starting to not be as much. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm not seeing as much. Yeah, I'm not seeing too much. That amazed me, guys. A lot of it's been taken down. There's new stuff popping up, but nothing on those reports. Well, we're gonna wing it, guys. We're gonna go check out some of these. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, hold on a second, guys. Let me shut that sound off there for you. This is on Bigfoot Encounters 10. I'm reading that wrong. Bigfoot Encounters channel. Subscribe to him, or her. I am not. This is not my video I'm sharing of theirs. I mean, I'm sharing their video. It's not mine. I just want to make sure the audience know that. And you just gotta remember to say their name, Bigfoot Encounters. So we're gonna check that out, guys. Hold on a second. These are one of my favorite sightings of a Bigfoot here. Okay. I screwed up there for a minute. All right, guys, hold on. All right, here we go, guys. Check this out. Always found this one kind of interesting. Look at that. Let's go ahead and undo the sound and bring that back. If I can. Well, maybe we'll see a repeat of it. Let's go.
On March 15th, 2024, logger Derek Sullivan ventured into the remote Cascade Mountains with his crew for what should have been a routine timber assessment. But instead, he ended up filming a horrifying battle between Bigfoot and Dogman that would go completely rogue, causing the creatures to not only attack each other, but also his entire crew.
Wow.
Derek had always carried his camera during logging expeditions, documenting wildlife encounters for his personal collection. But nothing had prepared him for what his lens would record that March afternoon, the first known footage of Bigfoot and Dogman engaged in mortal combat. The logging crew had been working the northern section of the Cascade Range, an area so remote that cell towers couldn't penetrate the dense canopy overhead. Isolation meant no witnesses, no backup, and no way to call for help when Bigfoot and Dogman emerged from the shadows to settle their ancient feud. Derek's crew consisted of 5 experienced loggers. Tommy Rodriguez handled the heavy machinery, but had been acting strange all morning, constantly checking over his shoulder and muttering about sounds that didn't belong. Jake Morrison and Pete Kowalski worked as a team, but today their usual banter had been replaced by nervous glances whenever the wind shifted through the canopy. The youngest member, 28-year-old Alex Chen, served as their safety coordinator, but his instruments had been registering electromagnetic anomalies that defied explanation. As afternoon shadows began stretching across the forest floor, Derek noticed his equipment registering unusual readings. His GPS flickered between coordinates that placed him in 3 different locations simultaneously, while his altimeter showed elevation changes that defied the relatively flat terrain they were working. Something was interfering with technology in ways that suggested the presence of creatures far more intelligent than any known wildlife. The first sign that something was wrong came through his peripheral vision, movement that was too large and too deliberate to be any known forest animal.
Wow.
Derek raised his camera instinctively, his finger hovering over the record button.
So, guys, I don't remember hearing this story. Have you? Leave a comment on it, because I really haven't. I don't think I remember hearing about this one where a Bigfoot and a Dogman are supposedly attacking each other, fighting, and then they turn on to the crew. If I'm hearing that right. I never heard this story yet, so if you want to check out the full episode about it, go ahead and check out the Bigfoot Encounters channel, man. There's their logo right here. Well, not logo, but where you can find them real Bigfoot encounters right there. Okay, let's check it out.
As something massive shifted just beyond the edge of his vision. What he saw through his viewfinder would change everything he thought he knew about the wilderness. The forest floor beneath Derek's boots revealed tracks pressed into the soft earth that defied classification. Impressions too large to be human, yet too purposeful to be random animal movement. But these weren't just any tracks. The massive human-like
Nice
footprints
looking track.
could only belong to one creature, Bigfoot. Alongside them, smaller but equally disturbing prints showed elongated paws with claw marks that suggested the presence of something far more dangerous, a dogman. The sounds that followed challenged everything Derek thought he knew about forest acoustics. Deep vocalizations that seemed to come from multiple directions simultaneously, carrying emotional complexity that suggested communication between apex predators preparing for battle. His camera's audio equipment registered frequencies that shouldn't have been possible from any known wildlife, while the forest around him fell into an unnatural silence. Derek began recording as the sounds intensified, his camera capturing audio that would later defy analysis by cryptozoologists and acoustic specialists. The vocalizations carried patterns that suggested these creatures were communicating. Bigfoot's low, rumbling calls answered by
That's the sound of an American oil company hard at work. Want to be a part of it?
Sorry about that, guys. While the ad's going, I'll talk a little bit. So that is interesting, guys. I think I might have heard a little bit about this report now I think about it on another show talking about it. So that's interesting, guys. This is not my ad. I have nothing to do with this ad, but I just want to make sure I let people know that. So yeah, it's an interesting one, guys. I've heard reports about Dogman and Bigfoot are fighting, and sometimes they work together. So I don't know. There's definitely I believe it was a cop or something like that who told a story that's similar to that. But it's not their story. So I think that happened down. I can't remember where it happened, but I know it's down south somewhere. What's interesting about Texas, guys, there's been a lot of Dogman reports as well. And I can't wait to investigate some areas about it too. Like I hear a lot about well, you know what? I'm not going to say where because I'm looking into it myself. So if you do your research, you might find some information on it as well. On some hot spots to go on these Dogman reports. I'm sure you heard about the LBL, which I'm going to have a guest coming on talking about what they have. And I'll tell you what, the videos and pictures I've seen that she shared or he shared with, I think it's a couple. I think Pat's if I remember right, I think Pat might be the lady or the male. I don't know. I feel embarrassed. I'm not sure. I see a logo or I see a profile of a lady there, so I'm thinking it's her. And her voice in the video. I'm pretty sure it's Pat. Shared some videos and pictures with me, and I apologize if I misidentify. Because just met her and just met him talking to him. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Anyways, very compelling footage and pictures that they shared. So it's a couple. I think I remember it was a couple. So I need to find out who the other partner name is. Here we go.
awareness, and awareness meant that both creatures knew exactly where he was. The electromagnetic interference affecting Derek's equipment began manifesting in ways that challenged his understanding of technology. His radio crackled with static, while his GPS unit displayed impossible coordinates. The systematic failure of multiple systems suggested that both Bigfoot and Dogman possessed abilities that extended far beyond physical strength. Then Derek saw them. Through a gap in the ancient trees, two massive figures stood facing each other in a natural clearing. The larger creature, unmistakably a Bigfoot, stood nearly 9 feet tall, its dark fur rippling with muscle as it swayed slightly from side to side. Its massive hands hung at its sides, fingers flexing as if preparing for combat. The intelligence in its deep-set eyes was immediately recognizable as sentient awareness. Across from the Bigfoot, a smaller but equally terrifying figure crouched in an aggressive stance. The Dogman's elongated snout, revealed rows of razor-sharp teeth, while its yellow eyes burned with predatory hunger. Its muscular frame was built for speed and violence, every line of its body suggesting barely contained aggression. The creature's hands ended in claws that could tear through flesh and bone with ease. For a moment, that felt like eternity. Bigfoot and Dogman simply stared at each other, the tension between them so thick Derek could feel it through his camera lens. Neither creature moved, but their vocalizations continued, low growls and rumbles that spoke of ancient animosity and territorial disputes that had been brewing for generations. Derek's hands trembled as he adjusted his camera's focus, trying to capture every detail of this impossible encounter. The Bigfoot's massive chest rose and fell with controlled breathing, while the Dogman's ears twitched at every sound, its entire body.
Wow, that's all I'm going to play for that because I don't want to play their whole video. If you want to check out the full thing, you got to go to Bigfoot Encounters to check it out. So here we go. All right. So that's interesting. That is interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think the Dogman really looks like? I know they're trying to say that they had footage and stuff, but I didn't go that far to see because I don't know if that's what they were trying to say was the footage. And if it is, it doesn't look real enough for me. But maybe we're gonna share it later. I'll go back and watch it again. Anyhow, I think that's an interesting encounter. I don't know if it's legit or not. I'll have to dig a little deeper into it and find out, but it does sound compelling. The Dogman, I think, looked more like a man structure body, with like a German Shepherd head, they say. More muscly, basically like a Bigfoot, but I think Bigfoot might be more built, if I think about it right, what I hear. But then again, they say they've seen Bigfoot in different forms. I've seen the skinny ones and different shaped ones. That's when you got to ask yourself, is there different types of Bigfoot? So let's get into that a little bit. Let's talk about a little bit of different types of Bigfoot. So what other types of Bigfoot do you think there is? Do you think there's, I don't know, it's kind of like people. There's different races, right? Do you think there's different Bigfoot races if you think about it? Like, do you think there's, I hear stories about the red ones, brown ones, the black ones. And then I hear stories about these Dogmans, there's a couple different types of the Dogman. But anyhow, I don't know. Think about it. People report brown ones, black ones, red hair ones, pale ones, and they, and other things. It's interesting. Think about it. What's going on with that, Yeah, let's see here. Hold on a second, guys. Let's see if we can look into some different types. All right, so let's see if we can find different types of Bigfoots. I want to see what other people have. Oh, it's funny. It wrote it right in there for me. Yeah, I don't know if it's listening to me or what. Okay. All right, let's check it out. Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Let's check out. Okay. This is top 5 types of Sasquatch on Monstrous the Podcast. Monstrous the Podcast. Okay. I haven't heard much about them, but let's see what they got to say about these things. So hold on a second. If I can get my mouse to go where I want to go. All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
Footage of a giant ape-like creature striding through the California wilderness. But what if it was just one piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle? What if the creature we call Bigfoot isn't a single species, but a diverse family of hominids, each with its own unique and frightening traits? For decades, enthusiasts have been sifting through thousands of eyewitness reports, plaster casts, and audio recordings. Groups like the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, BFRO, have compiled huge databases of these encounters. Now, let's be clear. Mainstream science correctly points out that there is no definitive body, fossil, or undisputed DNA evidence, and attributes sightings to misidentification of known animals or outright hoaxes. But the sheer consistency in these stories has led many in the cryptozoology community to a startling conclusion. There isn't just one Bigfoot. There are several.
There you go. So, what do you guys think? Look at these different types. Because I've heard people talk about this type and the first one, like an ape-like in the face, And this one is kind of like the ape-like in the face too. But then I hear a lot of, because this looks a little too apish, But this is probably what more people are thinking they look like. But to be honest, I think their nose look like this, but with this nose and the nose in the middle. So I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to be this one in between this one. These two. This one almost looks like just us. We're just hairy as hell, But this one, I've heard reports, but I don't think these are the 5 types they're talking about. Let's see.
Today we're exploring the unofficial classifications that have emerged from this controversial field. These categories aren't recognized by science, but they're built from patterns found in countless stories told by credible sounding witnesses, from hikers and hunters and law enforcement officers. These are the top 5 distinctive types of Sasquatch said to be
Okay. Well, I don't know. Interesting, huh? So I don't know what to think of that. I think that's a good 5 types they can choose, but I've seen other ones that looked at more interesting, I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. So, what do you guys think? Different types? How many do you think there is of different types? I do think there's like 3 to 5. I don't know. I hear reports of them looking similar between of a dog man and a man. Longer snout on one, and maybe it's a hybrid of a Bigfoot of something else. The dog man, maybe it's something that's been around for a long time, and it's just being noticed more. Misidentification, or something that got created. I don't know. It's interesting though, isn't it? So, what do you guys think? What do you think? That'd be another good topic to talk about on another episode of Mountain Man Talk. I think we should get into a little more on that. So if you're interested in talking about it, reach out to me. Anybody who's a guest or past guest, future guest, or whatever. Or you're just new and you pop in, reach out to me. I'll bring you on the show, on a live show, and we can talk about these 5 different types or more. There might be more. But anyhow, guys, I just kind of wanted to come on and test my stuff and show you my new background. I was giving you updates earlier on another video. I just wanted to get on and keep videos going for you. I'm excited about dropping some new shows. I got 2's lined up and a 3rd one, but right now he's got some family stuff going on, so I'll have to reach out to him and see when he's good to come on. He's been having some stuff going on, so I'll have to reach out to him again. And I want to reach out to some of my other guests I had on the show. I want to bring them back on and see how things are going for them and if they're experiencing anything more. So I'll have to reach out to Donna, I'll have to reach out to Al, and I'll have to reach out to Bill. Bill's another podcaster. Donna Explain Podcast. Anyhow, I got a lot of people I want to bring back and catch up with them. Matt and his stuff that he's investigating as well. I hope he's doing better. And especially bring Rye on, my buddy Rye. And, I like to reach out to other people. I want to bring some new people on the show, people that haven't been on shows, people that have already been on shows. I think it's important that their story gets heard on more different one show. Maybe certain podcasters can do a better job letting the guests talk, which that's what I'm about. That's what Mountain Man Explore the Truth is about, and that's what you're going to enjoy about my show. You let the guests speak and ask questions here and there and save it for more in the end, towards the end. I try to do that, but I might forget that question, so I'm going to ask it. But I'm not going to interrupt them all the time like I hear on a lot of shows. I hear a lot of people interrupt and making it about them, but it should be about the guests, telling their experience, in my opinion. I'm not going to tell anybody how to do the show. I'm going to keep doing mine the way I want to do it. But yeah, I like to let the guests speak, and I'll ask questions here and there, and think of anything that the guests or the audience might want to know. And then when I do live shows, I'll let people ask questions as well. When I have special guests on the show doing live shows, I can't wait to do that because I'm gonna grow that. I'm gonna keep on doing that. Once the channel grows, it's gonna be like specials for sure. I'll be doing a lot more lives for you. Maybe not one, but I'll probably do 3 a week for you once I get to that point. But right now, I'm gonna keep working on it, dropping a live show here and there, and then I'm gonna try to keep shows going for you too, new episodes to listen to and watch on YouTube. So I'm looking forward to doing it, guys, and I hope you like my new background. If the lights are a little too much, I apologize. I thought it looked cool. I could even turn it solid too. It has different modes, so I'll have to fix that later. But anyhow, guys, you take care, you stay safe, and I hope you enjoy what's coming. And I'm looking forward to it. Oh, one of my good guests came by. Hi, Duff. How you doing? Thanks for the lights comment, man. Yeah, I think it's cool. I did the background different. It's a new look. I hope you guys like it. I'm gonna keep doing it like this, and change on different modes, of course. But I add more shirts back there, Bigfoot stuff. And I got another light here to brighten it up too. I'll show you guys real quick. So you could even tell me if you need more lighting. I can do that too. Watch. Let's see here. Ooh. That's a bright light there, so I got to change it down a little bit. So I'm just showing you guys what I'm going to be doing for the show to, help with lighting as well. With lighting, I'll probably do it like the lowest mode right there. I'll bring it up one. Maybe I'll do it like that, so it kind of lights up the area a little more so you can see me. So that looks kind of cool too. I do got a cool blue light up here. I'm going to put some more lights back here, though. I want to get some neon, Bigfoot neon lights maybe, or some other things that would be kind of cool for the background. I'm not using a green screen either. It's all real stuff, see? Everything's real. A lot of people use the green screen, and I don't want to do that. I just want to put cool stuff in the back. A lot of podcasters do this, too, just put some cool hats and, bats and whatever you want back there. It's pretty cool. I got a Bigfoot footprint over here. You see right there. I got my goofy Bigfoot right here. I'll bring this guy. So let me show this. It's pretty cool. Get a better look at it. Look at that. Ain't that cool? That's something that I brought back from home, from Oregon. So it's very dear to me, and I really love it. So I enjoy it. I had it for quite a few years. Actually, I think I was renting a house. I think I had it more than 5 years now. Yeah. I thought it was a couple. I don't know what I was thinking. Time flies, man. I'll tell you what. Thanks, man. Thanks, Duff. I'm glad you came by. I'll try to let you know ahead of time when I do live shows and bring you back on. We can talk some of these different. You're more than welcome to come in too and give me your points too on some different types of Bigfoot. We'll set that up sometime soon. I'm going to try to do more live shows like that, and I'm going to have some pre-recorded shows, and I can't wait to start dropping those. I'm going to be bringing Bryce Edward, and then I'm going to do Pat, and I got another guest. I'm going to start getting some people lined up to come on and share their experience with you and their research or whatever they got to share. I try to be careful what I call people that are, trying to investigate. Some people like to be called investigators, researchers, experiencers, or just maybe they want to be called nothing. Believers. Maybe that's what they want to be called. Me, I call myself a podcaster, YouTuber, and investigator. I kind of want to look into these things and, dig deeper and see where they're at and try to have an experience of my own, which I have had some experience of my own, and I shared in the show. I've had weird shadow figure experience, paranormal stuff. I had experienced paranormal stuff when I was a kid, too. I've seen things that I couldn't explain. The Hat Man, I seen that with my cousin. I have to bring him on. I have to reach out to him sometime because he knows the exact detail of it, and I remember it too. We called him the Hat Man or the Phantom Man. I can't remember. We definitely seen some kind of figure in a wall watching us. It was freaky. You could see the eyes glowing. And then I had experience in the basement on Portland on the Herald Road, and yeah, it's that one. It still lives with me. I still remember that. And I was a young kid. And then that house was definitely haunted because my brother's seen things too, footprints moving on the carpet, So definitely paranormal stuff. A lot of that I've seen through my life. I experienced a lot of stuff. I still experience the bright light. Thought it was a dream when I was a kid. I still remember it like a bright light that sounded like a siren. It was weird. It was weird. A weird experience I had when I was a kid. But anyhow, when I was back up on the mountain there, though, this happened just a few years ago. I was seeing shadow figures, and I didn't know what to make of it. And I had to pray to the Lord and make them go away, and it was weird. It was weird. I didn't like it. It didn't feel right. They didn't make me feel comfortable. So I had to say, get out, get away. But have I seen a Bigfoot? I think I have. Across the canyon, I've seen some big figure walking across the clear cut. I'll talk about that in an episode. So I do have an episode on here that you can check out that I talk about my experience. I try to get more details come to my mind later on too that I've missed on sharing with people. So that exact area where I heard that sighting has been a lot of Bigfoot reports too in Oregon there. So a lot of people ask me, why'd you leave Oregon? That was a hot spot for Bigfoots. Well, it's just I couldn't live there anymore. It was hard to live. I lived in a camper for 5 years, guys. That's how expensive rent was there. So I had to head on down south or somewhere where I can afford a house to buy for a decent price and start over. Sometimes you got to start over, and see where it goes from there. Is my foot set in stone? No. I keep my mind open for other, areas I might be interested in going. Who knows? Who knows? So we'll see what the future holds. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in Texas, though. A lot of witch activity, and there's a lot of crawler reports in my area, and a lot of paranormal stuff going on. Something about a phantom horse. But these crawlers, there's a lot of pale crawler reports in the big thicket that's not far from me, just right across the road, really. This guy would tell me stories about it, and he's seen them himself. I'm going to be reaching out to him, too, to see if he wants to come on the show and talk about it since he knows this area. See how that goes. And there's a lot of Bigfoot reports down here, believe it or not. A lot of people are thinking, Texas? There is. There's been a lot of Bigfoot reports in Texas, especially down here in the southeast and close to Louisiana area. Louisiana just had a sighting not too long ago, just about a couple of weeks ago or a week ago. It's pretty fresh sighting. Over here in my area, they would call them different names. So, but I call them Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, I've heard stories about the little people too. I want to know if they're in a swampy area or what, but I want to look into that as well because people gave reports of little tiny men living in the woods. So that'd be interesting to check out. Maybe they're trolls. I don't know. I think the trolls are real. I definitely do. All these fairy tales we've seen and heard about, I think it's real. I think it's real. I think something happened a long time ago, and a lot of them got shut down from being around us. So, I mean, people got quite the imagination when you look at the past stones of, artifact and all that stuff. But anyhow, I appreciate you coming by, Duff. I'm going to leave now, and I want to start preparing my live shows for people to come on, though. My plan is to reach out to people. And, I mean, all the subscribers, they see it going on, but they might be busy. What I'm going to do is start announcing it on Facebook and other platforms so people know when I'm going up live ahead of time. And so that way we can have more of an audience in here and see what they got to say and see some comments on what their thoughts are on this and that, whatever I talk about. And see if they enjoy some of these reaction videos. I don't know where I'm going to go with it. I need to do some more, deep research and thinking on it because I'm going to think of some other things to look into that could be weird and different conspiracy-related stuff to talk about. Just got to be careful. You got to not play so much of people's channels because copyright stuff. So you want to be careful doing that. So you want to make sure you announce their name and their show name. And I'm going to try to do it for podcasters and YouTubers as well. Like, for example, if I'll ask their permission. You want me to share your stuff on my show? And I will. Because I think it's cool to do. Talk about what they had on their show and play a little bit of it and then move on. Hill Country, huh? I'm going to look that up. That sounds kind of close to me. I'm in the Tyler County area. So yeah, Tyler County is huge. Yeah, I'm in the Tyler County area. And I'm pretty deep down south, though. I'm right in the big thicket. I got a bunch of little national parks around me, too, as well. It's a pretty interesting area. I'm learning more about it, and I've been told there's a lot of witches out here. I'll tell you what, there's some that I think that might be witches. They kind of have that vibe. I don't know. It's interesting. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for coming by, Duff. And oh, interesting. I'm gonna have to look into that, Duff. Have to bring you on and talk about it. That's interesting, man. Yeah, I've always thought when I was a kid, I thought I seen a troll one time. I saw something little moving. It was back in the woods. If I remember right, where was this at? I think it was up in the Dalles, actually, down in the Dalles, if I remember. That's something I have to think about too, because I do remember seeing something when I was a kid and wasn't sure what to make of it. So, kids, I think, are important. It's real important because I think they see things that we don't see, and I think they're being shut off from that now. I mean, they're all gamers now. They just want to talk to their friends on devices and game, and they're not out there and looking around, in the woods or in their yard. And I feel like kids are more aware of certain strange things and paranormal stuff. Like they let you know, because I know I have when I was a kid. And as I get older, it was starting to like I wasn't noticing anything anymore. But now I open my mind back to it, you do notice things. So it's interesting, very interesting. But anyways, guys, if you know anybody want to come on the show and talk about their experience or their whatever they want to call it, experience encountered or research, anything they want to share on the show, have them reach out to me. And the most important thing you do for me is share the show. Share the show and subscribe and hit that thumbs up and comment, because it's going to help build the show up. More numbers I grow on my show, the more great guests I can have on the show for you. And I'm going to keep it real. Like I said, I'm going to keep it where the guest is talking. But I will ask questions here and there. But I think it's about them. I think it's important to hear what their experience is. Don't talk over them. Let them tell their experience. Save some of those questions for later. They might even answer those questions when you're listening to it. Yes, I will ask questions when I feel the time is right, but I'm not going to overtalk them. I see that too much going on YouTube and podcast shows nowadays. Once again, I had to repeat that. I try to make people understand Mountain Man and Explore the Truth is a safe place to come on, tell your experience. Be you. Just be you. You're going to be treated real here. This is me. I'm not playing a fake radio voice. I'm not pretending to be somebody else. I might work on my radio voice a little more, but a little bit on that. I might be working on my voice a little bit and make it sound a little bit better, Gotta joke a little bit, but I will probably work on that as well. Do some adjustments on my board and all that, and eventually upgrade down the road when I have the money. But what I have works. But anyhow, you're going to see me keeping it real and treat you with respect and let you tell your story and your encounter experience or whatever you want to share. It's welcome to the show. And I'll be treating you like a friend of mine and even like a family. We're all in this together. We're trying to experience what's going on out there, and we're trying to tell your truth and figure out what's going on, because we know something's going on. Strange, weird stuff going on. Too many people seeing things, and too many people are experiencing things. It's just, there's something to it. We know there's something to it. So let's try to dig a little deeper and figure it out together. So let's try to explore the truth together, guys. And that's what my show is about. So it's a comfortable, safe place for you to tell your story. You don't have to worry about facing ridicule. You don't have to worry about people making fun of you or putting you down, because I'll be there to shut them down. Because I will not allow that on the show. Pre-recorded show, you don't got to worry about it. But live shows, you might get some random people and they're being silly, But people have a right to be, saying what their opinion is, though. So, but people need to learn to take it, don't take it the wrong way when people disagree with you on stuff. Try to debate a little bit about it with respect. And I think that's awesome when people do that, because I've seen it on some more shows lately where people are actually debating, disagreeing on things. It's almost like politics. It's too divided. We need to kind of go back to respecting each other's opinion, but stay away from the Hollywood style of cryptids, guys. So my opinion, stay away from that. You don't want no part of that. Come on. You want the truth to be out there. You don't want to live in their little Hollywood, whatever in the hell they want to call themselves. So there's probably different sides of the cryptids. There's like probably more path, like 3 or 4 different paths of it. And it's crazy. A lot of drama in there. But we rule those ones out and show the ones that deserve the respect and, be respectful. Anyhow, this is a safe place for you to tell your story. So email me at malmanett@gmail.com. or you can look for me on Facebook. That's a good place to find me too. You just look for Blake Botel, and I'll reach out to me, and I'll bring you on the show. And I'm looking forward to having more guests coming on, and I'm looking forward to keep going, guys. I'm glad to be back. I'm ready to roll. As you can see, everything's set up and go. I think it's awesome, guys. So let's just keep rocking, because Mountain Man Explore the Truth is back. So take care, my friends. Until next time, let's explore the truth together. Goodbye and good night. Let's explore the truth together.